Hey guys, today we're going to look at all of our pottery tools that you have to choose from. So when you go and purchase tools or get tools, you know what they're used for. So here we have, these are the different types of ribs. There's metal ribs, there's plastic ribs, there's wood ribs, there's promotional ribs. There are Lute Tools. Lute Tools are used for trimming and creating texture on your surfaces, and there's many different types. This is a tool I use for trimming the bottom of the pots so that it looks like this when you go to trim the bottom of the pot. This is a hole making tool. I use this when I'm doing teapots to create a hole for the spout or handles. These are also trimming tools, and these are also used when you're trimming the bottom of your pots or when you're trimming the sides of your pots. These are needle tools here. This is a sanding tool if I'm using a pot that has holes in it for drainage. This has, you can sand out the holes that way. This is a scoring tool. This is a tool used to create beveled edges. More decorating tools, and these are wood tools for creating spouts, textures. This is a wooden knife and a metal knife. So the way how these are used, the wooden tools, they are used to smooth out the surface. I'll use a sponge, get the surface moist, and it'll smooth out the surface. This is a really fun tool to use for scoring or creating textures. This loop tool creates holes. These are really nice. This is one of my favorite tools to use because the texture that it leaves reminds me of fish scales. I use this when I do dragons and fish. This is one of my favorite tools for trimming. This is probably the exact tool I used to make this and then smoothed out the edges. So this tool leaves this kind of mark. I also use this tool when I'm making slabs and I need to thin them out a little bit. I'll do that. This side here is really nice if you've got a sphere and you need to hollow out the inside. It leaves a really nice texture. These are also makes nice textures on your cups where the glaze can pool in there. This tool I use for trimming leaves a really nice clean edge. This is my hole maker, like that. These are nice. These are also chattering tools when you're using the potter's wheel and you hold them pretty steady. It leaves chatter marks across. This is a nice tool to use for scooping out sections, adding nice texture. Kind of fun. This is another one of my favorite tools to use. I use it for scratching a surface, and then I can put some slip on it and then attach pieces to it. My needle tools. Everybody has a needle tool in their arsenal of ceramic tools they use. This is the tool that I probably use Stoffen for scratching my name in. These are some other types of needle tools. They look different. This is one of my favorite decorating tools. This is another tool that I like to use to add texture. I also use this side here. This reminds me of fur. If you're doing cats, looks like fur to me. And then there's some other different tools to leave interesting marks and patterns to experiment with. And then the wood tools, when I use the wood tools, I always get them wet before I use them. This makes nice little marks. And then wooden knives. I'll use a wooden knife to cut through my clay. Use my scoring tool, add water, and then I can attach my pieces. And these are also knives as well. Now these tools I've had for a very, very long time, so I like to take care of them. So once a year I treat them with an oil product, because what I find is that after I've had my tools for 5, 6, 10 years, the wood dries out and they split, especially if they get stuck underneath the tables for a while. The wood gets really dry and split. Now this tool here I got from Sweden. It's actually a butter knife from Sweden. I've had it for about 12 years. So I like to keep it oiled, and it keeps it preserved. It also helps when I go to use the tools on clay. It doesn't get so waterlogged, and the clay doesn't stick to those tools as much. Okay, I hope this helps. Happy arting!